right, Keelan Harvick, Snowflake 125 winner. How cool is this?
Yes, sir. It's really cool, just a lot of hard work gone into this weekend, and it just paid off, and it's really cool to get this one for my guys, and just really, really excited.
He's going to break the record as the youngest ever winner. Keelan Harvick claims the Alan Turner Snowflake 125 in 2025.
The 2025 racing season has brought plenty of unforgettable moments, but nothing has stunned the motorsports world quite like this. Kevin Harvick, the 2014 NASCAR Cup Series champion and one of the most respected veterans of his generation, has now been beaten twice by his own 12-year-old son, Keelan Harvick. What started as a simple, feel-good family race at a local short track has exploded into one of the most captivating and talked-about stories NASCAR has seen in years. The father who once dominated at the highest level is now watching his young son rise faster than anyone expected. It all began at Kern Raceway in Bakersfield, California, the very track Kevin owns. When the announcement dropped in February that Kevin and Keelan would compete head-to-head in the pro late model division, fans assumed it would be a fun family event, something memorable, maybe even emotional, but nothing more. People expected Kevin to guide his son, show him the ropes, and create a special moment the Harvick family could share forever. But under the Saturday night lights on May 31st, everything changed. Kern Raceway was packed wall-to-wall with nearly every seat filled as fans poured in to witness a rare father-son showdown. Kevin, armed with decades of experience and a resume few could rival, was considered the overwhelming favorite. Keelan, meanwhile, was stepping into his first full season of heavier, full-bodied stock cars after working his way up through go-karts, bandoleros, and legend cars. No one expected a real fight. But when the green flag dropped, it became clear this wasn't going to be an exhibition. It was going to be a battle. The race unfolded in two 75-lap segments. Kevin looked sharp in the opening half, leading the majority of the laps and putting on a performance that showed his instincts were still very much intact. He was smooth, calculated, and completely in control. But the second half took a dramatic turn. Keelan elevated his aggression, tightened his lines, and began driving with the poise of someone many years older. It wasn't just impressive, it was shocking. The pivotal moment came with 6 laps to go in the second segment. Kevin, Buddy Shepard, and Jacob Gomes were trading intense moves for the top spot when contact from Gomes sent Kevin spinning and triggered a multi-car pileup. The crash took the elder Harvick out of the running. Through the smoke and chaos, Keelan threaded the needle and emerged as the new leader. With a clutch restart and nerves of steel, he held off the field and captured his first pro late model win. The crowd went wild. Cameras caught Keelan leaping out of his car, yelling, "Let's go!"
Let's go! It wasn't Kevin, it's his kid, Keelan Harvick, to victory lane.
The pure joy only a kid accomplishing the unthinkable can express. Kevin didn't hesitate to congratulate him. He admitted afterward, "I pushed Keelan earlier in the race. That wasn't intentional, but he earned it." It was a moment that instantly cemented Keelan as a name to watch, but the racing world didn't have to wait long to find out if it was a one-off. A few weeks later, Keelan lined up again, this time at Evergreen Speedway in Monroe, Washington. There was no late crash to reshuffle the order and no fortunate break to boost him forward. Instead, Keelan delivered something much more telling: raw speed, control, and racecraft well beyond his years. With 7,000 fans filling the stands, Keelan raced wheel-to-wheel with seasoned drivers from the start. Kevin ran competitive laps and stayed in the mix, but he never reached the front of the field. Keelan, however, stayed among the leaders the entire race, managing traffic and maintaining pace like a young veteran. Hayden Plybon won the event, but the headline was unmistakable. Keelan Harvick beat his dad again, clean and outright. On his Happy Hour podcast, Kevin spoke candidly. "This time, he just beat me. No excuses. I watched him most of the day and thought he knows where his car is. He's comfortable sliding it. He's ahead of where I expected him to be." Coming from a champion who built a career on precision and grit, those words carried weight. And Keelan wasn't done. Days after Evergreen, he rolled into the Cookout Summer Shootout at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Legend Car Division, a series known for producing young racing talent. Keelan started on the pole and led 22 of 25 laps. A late caution tightened everything up, giving London McKenzie just enough of an opening to slip by and steal the win on the final restart. Keelan finished second, but the story wasn't about who beat him, it was about who he beat. IndyCar driver Scott McLaughlin, NASCAR Cup Series driver Shane Van Gisbergen, both full-time elite professionals, both left chasing a 12-year-old. Keelan didn't outluck them, he outdrove them, handling pressure, restarts, and corner entries with a fluidity rarely seen in someone not yet in their teens. When asked what it was like beating his dad, Keelan simply shrugged and said, "My spotter was guiding me through it," flashing a calm, collected smile that showed just how unfazed he was. And just when it seemed like Keelan had already delivered more than enough to prove he was on a different trajectory than most kids his age, he arrived at one of the biggest stages in all of short track racing, the Snowflake 125 at Five Flags Speedway. For years, the Snowflake has been the measuring stick for young late model drivers, the kind of race where future stars either rise or crumble under the pressure. Keelan didn't just rise, he took over. Against a field loaded with national prospects and battle-tested veterans, Keelan drove the most complete, composed race of his young career. He was smooth in traffic, confident on long green flag runs, and unshaken by the intensity that usually overwhelms even some experienced drivers. Throughout the night, he positioned himself with the patience of a veteran, never forcing moves, never overdriving the car, and never letting the moment get too big. As the laps wound down, it became clear this wasn't going to be a lucky break or a chaotic finish. Keelan was simply better than the competition. When the checkered flag waved, Keelan Harvick became the winner of the Snowflake 125, one of the most prestigious victories a late model driver can earn. Fans watched a 12-year-old celebrate a crown jewel win, while drivers twice or three times his age rolled back to the pits behind him. It didn't feel like an upset anymore. It felt like confirmation that the racing world had been waiting for. In a season already filled with breakout performances, this was the one that sent a message across the entire short track community. Keelan Harvick is not just promising, he's already delivering at a level far beyond his age. What's fueling this rapid rise? The truth is, Keelan has been sharpening his skills for years. He started racing at 5 years old and has climbed through the ranks steadily. Bandoleros, legends, and now late models. His late model debut at Florence Motor Speedway resulted in a win. A pole and podium at Cordele followed. A top 3 at North Wilkesboro added to the momentum. These weren't flukes, they were patterns of discipline, focus, and maturity on the track. Kevin has long said that today's young drivers get more seat time in 1 year than past generations did in nearly a decade. They see more, they experience more, they learn faster, he explained. That evolution in driver development is obvious with Keelan. His ability to place the car, to anticipate moves, to survive restarts, all of it reflects a young driver who is processing information at an incredible pace. Real-world high-pressure racing isn't scaring him, it's shaping him. But perhaps the most fascinating part of this story is Kevin Harvick himself, a 49-year-old former champion who has nothing left to prove, watching his son eclipse him earlier than he ever imagined. Instead of frustration, Kevin has embraced the role. I'm all for it. When you're not in the car every week, you lose a step. The kids now are just better. I'm an old man out there, he said with a laugh. For Kevin, the transition from driver to mentor to full-time dad on pit road has been seamless. Watching his son handle national attention, duels with veteran racers, and intense short-track moments with remarkable composure has made one thing clear to the NASCAR community. This kid might be the real thing. NASCAR has always been shaped by family dynasties, the Earnhardts, Pettys, Allisons, Jarretts, names that echo across generations. The Harvicks appear ready to join that lineage. And if the early part of 2025 is any indication, the chapter they're writing is only going to get more compelling. Because this isn't just a cute father-son story. This is the emergence of a genuine young racing phenomenon. A driver who has already beaten a former Cup champion head-to-head, outperformed full-time professionals, and handled the spotlight with surprising ease. He's 12 years old. He hasn't even hit his teenage years. And the most thrilling part, he's only just getting started.